Welcome, everyone. In this fun and interactive video, we're going to play a game of 20 Chinese family-friendly riddles. Here's how it works. First, I'll read all 20 riddles without the answers. Your job is to pause the video and guess the answers. Then, I'll tell you a short story about a wise old man and a curious village to set the mood. Finally, I'll read the riddles again, but this time I'll reveal the answers at the end of each one. This is your chance to test your brain power, have fun with your family, and maybe even learn something new. So grab a pen and paper, get ready to guess, and let's dive into the riddles. Video game rules. Pause after each riddle to think or discuss with your family. Keep track of how many you guess correctly. Stay tuned until the end to see how well you did. Let's get started. Brain Sparkle's 20 Chinese family-friendly riddles, without answers. What gets dirtier the more you wash it? What can't you eat but everyone wants? What has a head but no feet and can travel the world? What gets smaller the more you use it? What can't you see or touch, but everyone needs? What is better when it's broken? What comes every day but never knocks? What grows the more you share it? What sleeps standing up? What has 5 heads but doesn't seem strange to anyone? What can't go in water but everyone depends on? What comes out more when it's cold? What has no mouth but can speak? What gets longer the more you cut it? What does everyone carry but can't see? What comes out more when it's hot? What has eyes but can't see? What gets smaller the more you hit it? What has mountains but no trees, and rivers but no water? What decreases the more you give it? The story, The Wise Old Man and the Curious Village. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling river, there lived an old man named Lao Li. Lao Li was known far and wide for his wisdom and his love of riddles. Every evening, the children of the village would gather around him under the big banyan tree to hear his stories and solve his riddles. One day, a mysterious traveler arrived in the village. He carried a large, ornate box and claimed it was filled with treasures. But there was a catch: the box could only be opened by solving 20 riddles. The traveler challenged the villagers, saying, "If you can solve all 20 riddles, the treasure is yours. But if you fail, I will take the most precious thing from your village." The villagers were both excited and nervous. They turned to Lao Li for help. Lao Li smiled and said, "Do not worry. Together, we will solve these riddles and protect our village." The traveler began to recite the riddles one by one. The villagers listened carefully, scratching their heads and whispering to each other. Lao Li sat quietly, his eyes twinkling with amusement. He knew the answers but wanted the villagers to think for themselves. As the sun set and the stars began to twinkle, the villagers worked together, sharing ideas and laughing at their mistakes. Finally, with Lao Li's gentle guidance, they solved all 20 riddles. The traveler, impressed by their teamwork and wisdom, handed over the treasure box and left the village in peace. The box was filled with seeds, seeds of knowledge, friendship, and joy. The villagers planted them, and soon the village became even more prosperous and happy. From that day on, they celebrated Lao Li and the power of riddles to bring people together. Riddles with answers. What gets dirtier the more you wash it? Answer: a towel. What can't you eat but everyone wants? Answer: money. What has a head but no feet and can travel the world? Answer: a coin. What gets smaller the more you use it? Answer: a pencil. What can't you see or touch, but everyone needs? Answer: air. What is better when it's broken? Answer: a record for breaking records. What comes every day but never knocks? Answer: the sun. What grows the more you share it? Answer: happiness. What sleeps standing up? Answer: a horse. What has 5 heads but doesn't seem strange to anyone? Answer: a hand with 5 fingers. What can't go in water but everyone depends on? Answer: a shadow. What comes out more when it's cold? Answer: your breath in cold weather. What has no mouth but can speak? Answer: an echo. What gets longer the more you cut it? Answer: a hole. What does everyone carry but can't see? Answer: your name. What comes out more when it's hot? Answer: sweat. What has eyes but can't see? Answer: a potato. What gets smaller the more you hit it? Answer: a nail. What has mountains but no trees, and rivers but no water? Answer: a map. What decreases the more you give it? Answer: a secret. The villagers laughed and cheered as they solved the riddles, and they learned that sometimes the greatest treasures are the ones you discover together. And so, the village lived happily ever after, with Lao Li and his riddles reminding them of the joy of learning and sharing. Glowing star.